still half asleep. It is 2:07 in the morning, and I got up and I had something on my mind. Yeah, it was just random, just so random, but I thought it was so cool. So the moment I got to work, I wrote it down. So what I did was, I didn't want to forget it, so I quickly went into my phone and I just typed it in like a message, what I wanted to write about, and now I've written it out. So that's how it looks. Use the pen. So I won't like read like the whole thing and make you absolutely exhausted, but basically what popped into my head was, I pictured like this painting in my head. It wasn't a painting, it was more like a movie montage type of thing, where life in general is the wilderness. So your life, my life, anyone's life is a wilderness, right? And this wilderness is vast. It changes, it has its own unique seasons, it has its own temperatures, and it differentiates according to where you go, right? And there's different types of threats, there's different types of entertainment. It's just anything you can think of, it's in there, it's in that wilderness that you're living in, that's your life, right? And so I started writing. I said, we are in this wilderness whether we like it or not. However, and this is where the picture started just growing as I woke up. It was weird. However, we have a professional navigator. I'm getting tongue tied, still half asleep. So we have a professional navigator, right? And that navigator is God. So this navigator is so experienced at getting through all the different parts of the wilderness because he has been through the wilderness many times. Remember, God is also the creator, so he knows the wilderness much better than what we do. This navigator desires for you to absolutely enjoy the journey of traveling through this wilderness, right? He desires for you also to learn important lessons while you are navigating through this wilderness. He desires for you to learn lessons from him as well. Being the professional navigator, he will give you important tips and advice, etc., etc. He urges for you to listen to his wisdom on how to protect yourself in this wilderness against the different threats and dangers, right? He urges for you to follow the paths that he instructs, because he knows certain paths could lead to tragedy, injury, death even, and other paths might be rough, but it's safer than going through a different path that could really damage you. However, he also knows that sometimes you are stubborn and you won't listen. He knows that there will be times when this wilderness will bring out the worst of your emotions, just because of how the climate might be or how the season might be in that wilderness. He knows that there will be times when the wilderness is going to become so overwhelming, you forget the instructions that he has given you in that specific area of the wilderness that you're going through at that time. So you might have received the wisdom, but it might have gone in the one ear and out the other the moment you felt pressure, or you felt frustration, or you felt depression, etc., etc. He also knows that you can navigate through every storm with him at your side, and that is why he encourages you to keep your eyes on him. You'll be able to conquer every mountaintop and overcome every single valley. Why? Because he has been through it first, as I mentioned before. He has felt and experienced every single thing in this wilderness before you even existed. Why does he care so much though, that he wants you to follow this instruction and just not leave you to it for you to figure out on your own? Because you are a member of his family, that is why. Do you ever care for someone so much that you need to just let them know something important so they don't make your mistakes, or they don't go through what you went through, because you know how painful it might have been, or how dangerous it was, or how life-threatening getting caught up in that certain thing was, that you need to just let someone else know so they don't get caught up in it? Well, you are a member of his family, and you are deeply loved, and you are going through the wilderness because once you make it through, there's a kingdom there, past the wilderness, that is eternal. On the other side of the wilderness, that kingdom is there, and you have an inheritance in this kingdom. You are a child of God. Do not be afraid of what life has in store for you. Keep yourself centered on Jesus, your great navigator. If you ask him to come into your heart and your life, he will guide you, protect you, encourage you, and bless you as you go. And then I jotted down some verses that were just in my mind that I felt were attached to this whole picture that I was painting in my head this morning. The first one is John 14 verse 6. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So, you're navigating through the wilderness. You need a way, and you need truth, which direction to go, and you don't want to die. You want to make it through alive, and you want to make it to the eternal kingdom, alright, which is life. So Jesus says, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Your Father is in the eternal kingdom. John 16 verse 33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. So again, the topic of the great navigator who's been through it before. Alright, he has overcome the world. Take heart in that. Take courage in that, and you can receive peace from Jesus as you're getting through all of these things in the wilderness. Then we go John 16 verse 13. But when he, the Spirit of truth, comes, he will guide you into all the truth. He will not speak on his own, he will speak only what he hears, and he will tell you what is yet to come. Alright, so that is also on the topic of being navigated and guided by God. And then we go Psalm 119 verse 105. Your word is a lamp for my feet and a light for my path. Again, the topic of being navigated and guided, because so many times we get stuck into something and we just don't know where to go, and we kind of wing it. And don't get me wrong, there's times when it's okay to wing it, but there's times when you can really damage yourself or your life or hurt others when you just kind of do things carelessly just because you don't know how to approach it, or you don't have a sound doctrine or past experience on how to get through something in a mature, healthy way. So just, God's word helps you with that a lot. And the final one, Proverbs 3 verse 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. So, that is where I am this morning. It's a lot to take in first thing, trust me. I've got a busy mind sometimes. But this coffee is so good. So, remember I mentioned to you that I've got a prayer journal. I think I mentioned it in my second video that I posted on my channel. And I'm busy working on it. And I mentioned that I'm working on Project Plugged in there. And I also finished the book of Galatians. So I just thought I'd show you what I am doing. So this is the wilderness. This is what I just spoke about now in my video. This, literally, I came to work and I wrote down everything that was on my mind. The picture that I painted about the wilderness. And then this is where I am now. I'm working on John, the book of John. So I haven't gotten too far, but yeah, that's where I'm at now. So again, I'll just encourage you guys, if you don't want to start a prayer journal, you don't have to. I mean, obviously no one's telling you to do that. I'm just showing you a way of the way I do things to stay plugged in with God. But there's so many other ways, and I will be covering that as I go. But I do hope that you guys enjoyed the interview with my buddy Roscoe. And like I said, drop a comment, whether it's on Instagram, drop a comment in one of my pictures on Instagram, and just get hold of me and say you'd love to see a follow-up video with Roscoe. Maybe get deeper into a specific topic that we covered. And also just stay tuned, because I've got some more people that are going to be getting interviewed and sharing some powerful truth in what it means to be staying plugged in with God. Cool, man. Chat to you guys soon. Peace.